I drew this in 2022. Let's redraw it. Every year, at the start of the year, I try to redraw something that I've drawn in previous years to see how much my art has changed and improved over time. It's a really good way to test and see how your art has changed over the years and what you might still need to improve on. I've actually redrawn this before and decided to do an animated piece the last time that I redrew it. For this year, I wanted to keep it a little bit simpler and focus on making my rendering as pretty as possible, and just to make it a really nice new icon for the start of the year that I could use on all my social medias. It's really interesting because I actually didn't really like the sketch that I made of this initially, and I ended up reworking it 2 or 3 times throughout the sketching and line arting process. Something that I'm trying to get better about doing is allowing myself to go back into my work after a stage of the art has already been finished, like the line art or the base coloring process, and fix things that I don't like while I'm rendering directly over the top of it, more like a traditional painting rather than what I normally approach digital art as, which is just a series of steps. It feels a lot more natural to me as someone who grew up being a traditional artist rather than a digital artist, and I think it makes the final product look much more complete. You'll notice around here I actually start completely resketching the eye and the mouth because I hated how they looked initially. I think it's important as artists that we're able to go back and rework things that we don't like without becoming over-obsessive on them, and that was what I was trying to focus in on here. A new year means a fresh start, and I really want to focus on making myself more consistent in my content and in my artwork throughout the year. 2023, as my first year in streaming as a Twitch streamer and as being a professional content creator full-time, was a big deal to me, but it was also very chaotic, and it was a lot of throwing things at the wall and just seeing what sticks. Now that I know what I want to focus my content on, and I've spent a year sort of figuring myself out, I want to really kind of condense down and focus on the ideas that I think will make good content, and use everything that I've learned over the course of the year to improve both my art, my content, and all of the other things that I do in my life related to my job. So I hope you look forward to seeing all of that throughout the course of this year. It's kind of funny, I feel like I approached this piece very much the way that I intend to approach my content this year. Last year was all about sort of the big picture and just kind of figuring things out, and this year is very much about detail work, and that's kind of what I did with this piece too. It was all about going back and fine-tuning all the details. Happy 2024, y'all, and don't forget, stay strange.